It's entitled Law Stories Coming Full Circle, Law as a Tool for Social and Personal Change. Wendi Adelson is a clinical fellow and staff attorney with the Children and Youth Law Clinic and the Community Health Rights Clinic at the University of Miami School of Law. This was a year after she and Dan Markel got married. I had just finished my first semester. Like so many others, I was feeling lost in law school, but I soon found my compass. At an information session about the Center for Ethics and Public Service, I found everything that had been missing in my law school experience. A community committed to creating citizen lawyers and attorneys who would go out and change the world case by case, step by step. I wanted to be part of this team of forward-thinking individuals for public service. I knew instantly that membership in this special organization could give me direction and change my life through helping others. A few weeks after that initial session, I began as an intern with the Community Health Rights Education Clinic, CHRE. My responsibilities involved accompanying 2 Ls and 3 Ls as they went to Jackson Memorial Hospital and represented clients with a wide range of medical and legal issues. I translated for the Spanish-speaking clients, helped navigate the public health system for recent immigrants afflicted with HIV, and tried to ensure that certain public benefits were not wrongly taken away from those youths who were growing too old for the foster care system. I saw problems I had not seen before. I was becoming a rebellious law student. Footnote 10. Paul R. Tremblay, Rebellious Lawyering, Regnant Lawyering, and Street-Level Bureaucracy, 43 Hastings Law Journal, 947, 1992. Later, in law school, I had the chance to secure asylum for an Iraqi Shia imam to help a young citizen find funding for college tuition and to help meet the needs of countless people turning to the center for solutions to their multifaceted problems. If after hearing about the center's mission, I was intrigued, then by the end of law school, I was committed. I felt compelled to this kind of service. The center recognized my conviction and hired me. My current work as a staff attorney and clinical instructor with the center's Children and Youth Law Clinic, CYLC, and CHRE combines several different kinds of advocacy, direct service, teaching, and law reform. Along with my colleagues, we teach through a model of holistic lawyering, treating not only the whole client, but searching for both legal and non-legal solutions to the multitude of different issues that arise in the lives of our clients. Footnote 11. Indeed, the need for client-centered lawyering. 11. Indeed, the need for client-centered lawyering comes about unexpectedly and urgently. Recently, I was interviewing a client who brought along her aunt and her 5-year-old cousin. The student I was supervising and I tried to interview our client alongside this chatty little boy and his beeping video game. Halfway through, the little guy declared his pressing need for the bathroom, and my student offered to take him. Regardless of the fact that the boy ended up relieving himself in his pants on the way there, the student learned an important lesson in holistic lawyering. Sometimes, treating the whole client involves taking care of the client's family and their immediate needs. Even when it appears clients are seeking legal help, their other needs can be equally, if not more, urgent. Primarily, I represent children in dependency proceedings with immigration issues and supervise CYLC students as they bring special immigrant juvenile visa cases through dependency and immigration court. I love their sense of outrage. Kids aren't entitled to lawyers? My students stared at me, simultaneously asking a question and demanding that it not be true. How can that be? The clinic students refuse to accept things as they are, and we help train them to perfect the art of imaging the law and the world as it ought to be, and fighting to enact that vision. To my mind, the center's work is the perfect marriage of advocacy and education, combining an interest in changing both domestic policy and the international forces that perpetuate poverty and compel migration. A great deal of work still needs doing, and we feel proud to be part of a legal team that sees problems and takes time to envision solutions for treating the client, the family, and the community in a comprehensive fashion. Footnote 12. C, e.g., the Center for Law and Renewal, Holistic Lawyering Movement. Here's the website, 2007. The self-congratulation ends here, though, since our work is far from done. The challenges we face as a center revolve around teaching and molding the next generation of lawyers. How do we mentor law students so that they have the desire, the tenacity, and the drive to become catalysts for social justice? How do we successfully inculcate confidence and enthusiasm for making a difference through the law? We struggle with these questions daily. As yet, we have not uncovered easy answers or fast solutions to these probing questions. However, the mere fact that I am here, back at the center, counseling, advising, and encouraging our students to pursue careers in the public interest is a large step in the right direction. For now, we at the Center for Ethics and Public Service lead by example and inspire the next generation of lawyer activists to follow. Just like those other essays that I covered in the previous video, it reminds me of Wendi Adelson's tone in her novel, This Is Our Story. This was published in 2011, and the back of the book, the bio makes no mention of Dan Markel, even though they were still married and living together at the time. So let's take a look at this critical review, which many of you guys have probably already seen. It's from a blog written by an anonymous attorney. This is a great quote and good commentary, because the truth is that many of these public interest, social warrior, justice types of legal jobs pay very little. So it's people who are wealthier, who have the support of their families, who don't have tons of student loans and other debts, who might have a spouse who can support them to do this type of work. They're the ones who are more likely to get these types of public interest jobs. And here, the blogger slash lawyer wrote, in this vein, Adelson stated in her interview with the Florida Bar News and in the novel itself that her purpose in writing the novel was to encourage kids to go to law school and become public interest attorneys like herself. In the author's afterword, Adelson declares her hope that, quote, if you are one of those lucky people who has the luxury to spend many years focused on higher education, you will think about law school, and you will consider spending your life as an advocate for those whose voices have been taken from them. I wouldn't be half the attorney or person that I am today without having met people like Rosa and Mila, and so many of my other clients whose stories I can't share with you, unquote. The person wrote, the obvious drawback to Adelson's career advice is the stiff competition for entry-level public interest law jobs, sometimes from persons with structural or insider advantages, such as coming from a wealthy family or being married to a law professor. Aside from which, I do not think that even the most zealous law school recruitment tout would be inclined to recommend law school in order to follow the life path of Wendi Adelson. This review is very interesting. If you haven't seen it already, it appears on this blog called outside the lawschoolscam.blogspot.com from 2016. And the person does not give his or her name, but I suspect it's someone who was a public defender. Hope you enjoyed that dramatic reading of Wendy's Law Review essay from 2007. It sure seems like she did enjoy her work, but when she describes it, it typically has to do with how it affected her and how it benefited her personally.